Welcome back to Talks with Tess, where we make masterpieces out of our mess. What's up, guys? What's up, Talks with Tess family? I am so excited to be back. Today's topic, we are going to be talking about happiness. I'm super excited because happiness is something that I think every person is always on a continuous journey of wanting to establish completely in their life. We're not always happy every day in our life, but it is something that we continue to be on a journey to find within ourselves. At least I know that is what it is for me and myself. As you guys know, when I do my talks, I always, give a paragraph or give what I've written about what I feel about the topic, and then I give 3 points on how we can establish happiness in our life. Our own happiness is our responsibility, and we cannot put pressure on others to make us happy in our lives. Happiness is also a choice that we have a duty to choose every day that we wake up to live another day. The definition of happiness is the state of being happy, which means that what gives us happiness is forever changing. What made someone happy a year ago might not make them happy in their now. The feeling of being happy switches over time depending on what makes an individual happy. In this talk, think about what the definition of happiness means to you. Is it family, music, being alone and quiet, someone special dear to your heart? Define your happiness and choose that thing every single day of your life so that you can spend every waking moment in happiness. The first point that I'm going to make is that happiness is a choice. And what I mean by that is every day we have a choice to decide that we're gonna wake up and be happy. When I wake up, I say to myself, I'm like, today's gonna be a good day. I feel like we have the power to really choose what we are going to dwell on, what we are going to allow to lead our day. We have the power to really say to ourselves, like, hey, today's gonna be a good day. Today I'm gonna be happy. I don't care who doesn't like me. I don't care who's not rocking with me. I don't care who's not in my life right now. I don't care what went wrong during the day. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be happy. Now, as we all know, this is much more easier said than done, right? So it's easy to say it. It's easy to want to say, like, yeah, I want to feel this way, but why am I not feeling this way? Why is it not working? Why is it? And I know that for some people, it's like, why is it that every time I do something or I'm doing something to benefit myself or to, to make my day go good, something always has to kind of ruin it? And I completely understand that because I have those days. Everybody has their days. Every day we're not going to get up and be all jolly and everything like that. But at the same time, we have a choice to be happy. We have a choice to choose happiness. We have a choice on whether what we're going to let affect us and what we're going to let lead and guide our day. Like, I know for me, as you guys know, I'm a very spiritual person. So I always, pray. So I feel like when you start off with prayer, like I start off my day with prayer. I say, like, thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. Thank you, God, for leading and guiding me. And thank you, God, that it's going to be a good day. And I realized that when I do that, no, my day is not perfect. But at the end of the day, it causes me to really find happiness in different places in my life. Find happiness in the fact that I woke up in the morning. Find happiness that I'm surrounded by people who love me. I try to find things where I can say, okay, like I can be happy in this. Like I can find happiness in this because everything is not going bad in my life. Every day, wake up and decide that you're gonna be happy and you're not gonna let nobody ruin that. And that you're gonna find happiness even when your day is not going perfect. Even when it's not going perfect. Find happiness in the things that are right, and I just mentioned some things like if you have family, a loving family that's around you, if you, wake up, if you have breath, like I feel like as humans, we take that for granted so much that we have life inside of us, that we can breathe, that we are here, that we are living, that we can walk, that we can talk, that we have these different things. Like, don't take that for granted. And when everything around you may be going wrong, find happiness in the little things. Choose happiness every day, no matter what. My second point that I made was we are in charge of our own happiness. So what I mean by that is, I know for me, I always put myself in it, because Talk to Test family, like, every talk that I do, you guys have to understand, it starts with me, okay? It starts with me. I know I say that all the time, but I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to preach to you, I'm not trying to teach to you, I'm not trying to do none of that. This is based off of my experiences and what I go through on a daily basis, okay? And so what I mean by point number 2, which is we are in charge of our own happiness, is I know for me, when I lose friends, right? Because I've had, I've been through a lot when it comes to friendships and when it comes to relationships. And so when I lose a friend, or when I lose somebody that I have been, talking to, maybe it's not necessarily talking on a friend level, maybe it went to kind of on a deeper level, and I have stopped talking to that person, or I lose a friendship, or whatever the case may be, I get down. I'm the type of person, like, I put my heart and soul in everything. So when, something like that goes wrong around me, when I lose somebody, it really affects my happiness. It affects my everyday life. Like, there's times where I literally have lost, and just recently, something like this happened to me where I lost somebody who I was talking to, and I found them to be really important in my life, and we no longer speak. That's what I mean when I say I lost them, is we no longer speak. It affected my whole life, because I was talking to this person every day, you know what I'm saying? And it affected my whole life. Like, when I got up in the morning, or, I would feel depressed. Going throughout my day, I would just think about them and I would get depressed. And I feel like what I learned in those moments is that I choose my happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't look to somebody else to make me happy. I can't look to somebody else and, yes, people can make you happy. Like, my family makes me happy, but I can't solely rely on somebody to make me happy. I'm responsible for my own happiness at the end of the day. I'm an individual at the end of the day. So whether I lost a special person in my life, or I lost a friendship, yes, it may hurt me. Yes, I may feel that hurt. Yes, I may feel, like, dang, they're not in my life no more, but it should never be like, dang, they're not in my life no more, how I'm gonna live. Like, it should never be like that, because at the end of the day, I am in charge of my own happiness. I have responsibility of myself. I have responsibility to say, like, okay, Tessia, you are going to have your own happiness regardless of who's there and who's not there. And I'm not saying this in a heartless way. I'm not saying this in a mean way. I'm not saying this, to be, rude or anything. I'm saying this because at the end of the day, if you don't do this, every person that comes into your life, or when something goes wrong, that happiness is going to leave right with the person. That happiness is going to leave right with that something that went wrong. And why would you put all of that pressure and all of that power into somebody else's hands, or into a situation's hands? Why would you do that? Why would you put so much power? Why would you put your happiness in somebody else's hands? And that's what I had to learn, is that when people decide to walk out of my life, or when I stop talking to somebody, or when a situation goes wrong, I have to learn, and I'm still learning, that Tessia, no matter what, you still have the power and you still have the responsibility to choose happiness. Don't give somebody else that much power over your life to where you are no longer happy, or your happiness is gone because they're not there. don't give somebody that much power. Don't give a situation that much power. We have the responsibility to ourselves. We owe ourselves the right to happiness. The third point that I'm going to make today is find your happiness to find yourself. And what I mean by that is, who are you? When you're listening to this talk today, ask yourself, who am I? What do I like to do? What interests me? What are my hobbies? I'm such a simple person, because literally what makes me happy is waking up, and I could wake up, do everything I need to do, sit on the couch and watch bomb love movies all day and have some popcorn by myself and be cool, and I'm happy. That genuinely excites me. Watching love movies excite me. You know what I'm saying? Writing excites me. Okay, writing excites me. Music excites me. So these are things that, you know, even I established, like, you know, during the summer last year when the pandemic hit, I would go on hikes with my family. And I really enjoy hikes. I'm not a big outside person, you know, I don't like bugs and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, I love hikes now because I feel like, especially by water, like I love water, I love the ocean. And when we would go on hikes, it would be by the water, it would be so peaceful. You know, we would be climbing up big hills, and it was fun. It was challenging too. It was fun. I really enjoyed myself. And that's something I found, like, okay, I really like this. Like, this is, it's so peaceful. It's just the calmness that comes over you when you're like doing hikes and things like that. And I realized that's something that I really enjoy. And that brings me happiness. That's something that brings me happiness. So I want you guys, Talks with Tess family, to really ask yourself, who am I and what brings me happiness? What genuinely brings me happiness? Don't think about anybody else, okay? Don't think about anybody else and how they, you know, bring you happiness, and make this a personal thing. Not saying people, don't get me wrong guys, people can make you happy. Your significant other can make you happy. Your family can make you happy. Your friends can make you happy. A dog can make you happy. Like, certain things, yes, but make this a personal thing. Make this a personal thing and ask yourself, who am I and what brings me happiness? Because at the end of the day, we only live one life, okay? We only live one life. And why are we living life just to be miserable? Why are we living life just to survive? We really have to find what brings us happiness and what brings us calmness, what brings us stillness. I feel like when you can find out what genuinely makes you happy and who you are as a person, those other narratives will follow. Peace, joy, those other narratives will follow. So find out what brings you happiness. What makes you happy? Like, what makes you that when you, like, I know for me, going to the beach, when I go to the beach, I'm like, oh my God, like, it's just something on the inside of me that's just smiling, that's like, yes, like, I'm so happy. Like, this is just so, like, this excites me. This is what like I'm living for right now, you know? And you just get so happy, you get so excited, and you never want to leave from that thing because it just gives you such happiness. It just gives you that feeling. So think about what gives you that feeling that you never just want to leave from it. You never just want to, like, part ways from it. Like, it just makes you so happy, you know? And the ocean is one of those things. Like, I love the ocean. Take me to an ocean, take me to a beach, and I could stay there for days. Not kidding, because I love water. I love water. I love hearing the sound of the waves. I literally love watching the waves come in. Like, I love it. And then my mind starts to think, like, I wonder what could be, like, really out there, you know? Like, what animal or what could really just be out there? You know what I'm saying? I'm a deep thinker, so I just think, like, about different things that, you know, could be out in the ocean and you know, what could be like, how far does it go down deep, you know, like I think about stuff like that, and that genuinely makes me happy. Like y'all might find it funny, like what's wrong with her, but I'm just being transparent. That is what genuinely brings me happiness. And that is how I also have learned that my happiness is in nobody else, you know. And this is something that I've been dealing with a lot, where I just find myself thinking, you know, and this has happened recently. I find myself thinking a lot like, I'm not happy, you know. Certain things have happened in my life to where I'm like, I would sit and think, and I'm like, I'm really not happy. And I would be searching for happiness, right? And sometimes when you're searching for happiness, you do things because you're trying to find what makes you happy. You're trying to find what this void is that you're feeling. And you know, I'm the type of person, I also love to travel. I love to kind of be on the move a lot. And so I realize that when I'm not on the move, and when I have to really like sit and like really just be in my thoughts and be in my feelings, I get down because that doesn't make me happy. That doesn't make me happy. But those moments are necessary. Those moments when I am alone and I'm thinking and I'm not doing anything, and I'm trying to figure out like, okay, what makes Tessia happy? What brings her happiness? Those moments are necessary because that's when I find out who I am. That's when I find another level of myself that I didn't know that was there. And when I find another level of myself that I didn't know that was there, I figure out, okay, what makes me happy in this season of my life? What makes me happy in this time of my life? So also understand that what might have made you happy a year ago or 5 years ago is not gonna make you happy now because you're not the same person. So maybe you have to remove some things from your life. Maybe you have to say, oh, reevaluate your life because you're not the same person anymore. And you're looking, some of you may be looking at like how I was, okay, like I'm sitting over here trying to do the same thing over and over again. And it's like, it's not gonna make you happy because at the end of the day, you found another level of yourself and another part of yourself. And those things don't make you happy anymore. So you have to find out what makes you happy in your now. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have happiness in your life. Find happiness in solid things. Find happiness in things that's unmovable and untouchable. Find your happiness. Find happiness in things that bring you purpose. Ooh, that was deep. I love you, Talks with Tess family.